So first we got this, it's called a fun hoop. It's like a miniature hula hoop from Dollar Tree. They came in small, medium, and large. This is the smallest size. And it's taped. Right here, we already removed the tape, so you can pull it apart like that. And then you can just take the tag off. Now, we also have a swim noodle, and you can keep taping, I think. I got this swim noodle, I don't know if you can see it, but I got it at a church rummage sale. This is actually like the big kind of swim noodle that you would get from Toys R Us or someplace like that. It's not a Dollar Tree swim noodle. The Dollar Tree swim noodles are not quite as big around, and they're not as long. But anyway, so then what we're going to do is, should I start with this end?
I would start with the other end.
I have some hubby help here. He's my cameraman. Okay, so we just are going to thread the hula hoop. The reason I'm doing this is because I tried making
I am so sorry. The battery on my camera died. What I was trying to say is that I tried to make a wreath from a Dollar Tree swim noodle and it was just too flimsy. So I got this idea of reinforcing it with a hula hoop. So now let's skip ahead. Swim noodle already inserted.
While my iron's heating up, I'll show you what my plans are. I already told you about how this is a pool noodle, not a Dollar Tree size pool noodle, but a larger size than that. Don't know what store this came from because I got it at a church rummage sale. I love church rummage sales. If you've never gone to one, you owe it to yourself to find one. Sometimes you just run across them like this one I did. I just was driving past. Also, you can get on Craigslist and you can just do a search for church rummage sale and you'd be surprised what you could find. I went to the Dollar Tree. I went to actually 2 Dollar Trees. They were all cleared out of all their 4th of July stuff, so I couldn't make the really cute 4th of July wreath that I had seen someone else make, and I'll try to figure out who that was and link the video below so you can see what she made because it's adorable. But she and also CheapCraftyGirl inspired me to make another one.
So the one I saw from all Dollar Tree things was a lot smaller. It was the real small wreath. And she used 2 scarves and the cute little 4th of July decoration they had this year where it said God Bless America and then it had a star hanging at the bottom. And she like glued that she glued it to the wreath. It had the same curvature, the hangy thing had the same curvature as the wreath she bought. So she glued it on and then she wrapped her scarf around and around and around. And then she wrapped a second scarf around and around to like kind of hold it on. And it was really cool because there was some stars in the scarf and she put the stars part here and then like the red and white part here. And then the second scarf, which was identical, she continued the red and white here, which finished up with the stars over here. So it was like, this was the star quadrant, just like on a regular flag, how it's got a star field and then the rest is red and white stripes. It was just so smart. CheapCraftyGirl did a similar thing where she used ribbon. She used blue satin ribbon for the star field with buttons that she just like hot glued on, and then she used a red and white chevron stripe ribbon all the way around. But even though it was CheapCraftyGirl doing it, it wasn't going to turn out, at least where I get my ribbon, to be the cheapest project. So I thought, well, what could I do that would look really good, hopefully, fingers crossed, but not cost a fortune? So the Hancocks in my area, I think all the Hancocks have closed down, and Joann's was a little too far away, so I popped into the Walmart, and they have a fabric section, and they had this blue satin for $1.97 a yard. So I got a half a yard of this, and my thinking is, my hope, my idea, is to cut this over 1.5 yards of length. My idea is to hopefully be able to cut it and hide the raw edges. And this would be a lot of coverage, like for $1, which would have probably taken, I don't know, like $3 to $6 worth of ribbon. Maybe we should just real quickly see how far around the wreath form this much material before we cut it. See how far around the wreath form this can go. This is a very non-scientific way to do this, but mine would not be this gathered, although that's a pretty look. Oh my gosh, this is going to be plenty. At least for that part. Got plenty of that. Could just cut this in half probably. So the other material I got is this chevron. This was a half a yard and it was 250 yards, so this was $1.25. This one we're definitely going to have to cut into thirds, maybe even fourths. And the other thing I was concerned about with this, I almost wondered if I should put some interfacing on the other side because this is very thin. That's about 1/4 of the wreath. I guess that means we can cut this into thirds, this material. I also picked up this pretty blue satin ribbon, which actually, so this is 9 feet, or 3 yards, 2.7 meters. This cost more than these 2 pieces of fabric put together, but I wanted to be able to hang it and to make a nice bow. And then I also got these cute little buttons that are shaped like stars, so it's kind of literal. I don't know if I'll just use the silver ones or if I'll use all the colors. Can you see those? They also had something at Walmart called Bling on a String, which I think that's what it was called, Bling on a String, and it was very pretty, like rhinestones, and they had like 1 inch wide and 2 inch wide. And at first, before I saw this chevron stripe material, I thought, well, I'll just get solid blue and solid red, then I'll get the bling on a string and wrap it around here to represent stripes. But I don't know, it just, something about that just didn't seem right. What we're gonna do right now is just gonna run an iron over it just to get the wrinkles out.
I never know what temperature to use. I always guess.
You kind of love ironing. It's like mowing the lawn, but without the sweating and the mosquito bites and the exhaustion. It's very cathartic. That's good enough. Now, how should we do this?
It's making for really riveting videos, and it's, well, we'll just do the best we can. How about that? How about that there? Okay, I've decided I'm gonna cut here and here. Okay, so now I have 3 pieces. They're not really equal in size, but we're going to keep our fingers crossed, and I'm not going to iron the edges because I don't want to fool with it. I think I am going to go ahead and cut this in 3 pieces. No idea where my pincushion is, so I'm going to use some push pins if I can. I've got a lot of these flat ones, you know. I just don't know if they're going to be long enough. Found it! Maybe it is worth it to iron this edge down. It depends on whether or not you mind fussing and fiddling with the fabric. I don't know, because I wasn't watching the video, how much you could see of what I was doing. But I started by pinning down one end. I was so into what I was doing I didn't think to look at the camera. I started by pinning down this one end, then I folded over the selvage edge, and I've been wrapping around and around, and each time I wrap, I make sure that it's the folded edge that's showing. I'm trying to keep about the same size overlap each time. And my fabric is, I started out just folding the edge over, and it's gotten to the point where it's almost in half. That may be because it was cut crooked, or maybe it's something to do with going around the curve of the wreath. I don't know. I don't know, and I don't care. Don't care. I'd say that's enough. Wouldn't you say that's enough? Yeah. I like it. I like it a lot. What do you think? Okay, so let's pin this. I honestly really don't know what I'm doing here. Oh, this is probably not good. Maybe I should pre-iron this one. I just don't know. I'm beginning to see why CheapCraftyGirl paid for ribbon.
Well, you know, what would I be doing if I wasn't doing this? I'd just be sleeping. I'd be sleeping. Be dreaming up some other project, I guess, to spend my money on.
If this doesn't work, I'm going to go find chevron ribbon. Okay, we're supposed to start on the back side. So I guess we'll start, as my grandpa would say, right, My great-grandmother was from Louisiana. My grandpa had a little bit of Cajun accent.
I have a bad feeling about this. I have a bad feeling about this. There's my start. And away we go. Let's see what happens.
I'm not going to lie perfectly flat, but that doesn't really bother me. What will bother me will be if I can't get these stripes to line up. Okay, so I took the wider piece of fabric and I went ahead and folded it over and ironed all the way down on this tip of this arrow. And now I'm going to start, because this is the back side where the pins are, I'm going to start on this side, but I have to make sure I cover this because that's the front. So I'm going to line it up as best I can. That looks fairly decent. Let's give that a go. I hope that I'm not discouraging anyone because I'm so inept at doing this. You can see a little green through there. How sad. You can see a little green. Okay, so big stinking deal, you can see a little green. Now we're down to our last piece of fabric. Do I iron or do I not? Let's iron a little, shall we? Again, find the back side. Oh, it's it's gonna be close. Yeah, look, we made it, Okay, before I mess this part up, I'm gonna pen it. Now I'm gonna kind of tuck this part under. How's that look? When I stick the pin in, and I don't do the, weave it thing, I stick it in this way, and I kind of push it the opposite way to make it more secure. Hey, that looks pretty good. Can you see that? Yeah, it's not bad. Now we need to add the little star buttons. We obviously don't want the blue because it wouldn't show up. The red, although cute, is not traditional. I'm thinking we need to go with silver. I wish there were different sizes. All the silver are the same size. Could use a blue one upside down. They're all silver on the back, but they're not faceted. I don't know, would anyone notice? I could do 13 for the original 13 colonies. Okay, this is going to sound like the laziest idea that anyone's ever had, but I'm going to use straight pins to hold these puppies on. Oops. Or she got to hit the hole. Oh, this must be where the duct tape is. Oh my. There we go. What do y'all think? Do I need more stars? I only have like 4 more that are this size. But, I could put the red. That just doesn't seem traditional. Hey, where's that ribbon? I'm going to measure out 2 arm widths. Actually, you know what? It's just the whole thing. I'm going to give it a little tail on each end. This may be too long. Better too long than too short. Too long can always be trimmed. I learned that from Martha in the 90s.
Okay. So, I was thinking this might be a good way to hang it. Right? And I don't know how long I don't really need that part to be all that long, but I wanted a nice generous bow. I'm going to try not to tie it too tight because I don't want to wrinkle it in case I don't like where the bow is. Wow, yeah, that's too long. Way too long. But that'd be pretty cool if you needed it to be that long, which we don't need it that long. So
I think I'll go check out the spot I wanted to hang it. Okay guys, I decided I'm going to use like a trash tie. You know, these things like come with bags and things, as the hanger on the back. I'm going to make a loop, and how am I going to do this? Getting a pin with a nice head on it, and I'm going to twist this around it. I think that's going to hold. Notice how I'm pushing it, going like in an upward direction. I think this is going to hold. Yeah, that'll hold. Since I'm not using the ribbon to hang it, maybe I'll put a ribbon off the bottom with some streamers. A good way to tie a nice fat ribbon like this is to fold it in half, and if it's just a decorative bow, you can make your bunny ears. I'm going to make the tail a little longer. Make your little bunny ears, and then just, and it's folded in half, and then just tie your bunny ears in a knot. Okay, I know this doesn't look like much at this point. You get it to, I'm going to have to go check on the dogs. You get it to the size that you want it. The size you want your bow. That looks pretty good. And then you fluff the two sides out. This works a lot better when you have wired ribbon. Wired ribbon makes you look like a rock star when you're trying to make a bow. But I didn't know that's what I was going to be doing with this, so just make the best of it. You kind of twist and tweak as best you can.
Your little bow to look decent. Sometimes one side looks better than the other. Which side? Which side's your good side, Mr. Bow? Also, sometimes up is down and down is up.
Not too bad for an unwired bow. Not perfect, but now I'll make the streamers a little bit asymmetrical. And I thought maybe I might tack it to the bottom. Maybe with more streamers, I don't know.
It'd be festive if I had like some red and white ribbon too. But alas, I do not.
I don't know, what does that look like? Is that too much? I don't think I'll know unless I stick it on. I've just stuck a pin through. Let's see if this works. First of all, what looks best? Tell me in the comments which you like best, even if it's not what I pick. top, side, upper right, bottom, over here. Oh, that's kind of cute. Here. And here's how it turned out. Kind of long streamers, but you know, I wasn't going to use it for anything else. Oh look, it blows in the wind. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe so you'll see when I post new videos, because as you can tell by this video, I don't always post at the appropriate time of year, since 4th of July has passed, and I'll probably be posting Christmas videos in August, who knows. Anyway, thanks again so much for watching.